How's everybody doing today? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash the hell out of the like button, you guys, and subscribe as always. And yeah, man, we're gonna talk, Jermell Charlo's, rebuttal and what he has to say about the shocking loss of Julian Jrock Williams, to shake up the 154-pound division. First it was Jared Hurd, now it's Julian Jrock Williams. And he's pretty much, Jermell Charlo's pretty much saying that Lions only. He says he wants all the belts, and he says no way either one of these 154 pounders will be able, he says, to take the Lions' power. So he feels like he's the strongest at the weight division. And after beating Tony Harrison, after he lost to him, he has regained his championship belt. And, another thing that a lot of people aren't thinking about is that a lot of the big fights that Jermell Charlo was in, he won by knockout. He beat Tony Harrison by knockout. And I don't want to get him mixed up with his brother because his brother was at 54 too. So it's a couple names that, Jermell Charlo has knocked out as well. And there's some names that he did not knock out. You know what I'm saying? So, but the power is definitely there. But I think that this Rosario kid is going to be here to stay. He said he took training camp, a 16-week training camp. I mean, that's like 4 months of nothing but training. And they said he could not. Rosario's trainer said that none of the guys that are there on the compound or whatever in the training facility that they have, they said all of their meals are cooked for them. They says, and they are not allowed to leave the compound unless escorted. So for 16 weeks, he was not able to go anywhere, not party, not do anything. So he was just strictly zoomed in and thinking about training camp only, and I think that was a big factor in this fight. And now, Julian Jrock Williams probably had a couple of distractions, being that it was his hometown fight, just like Jared Hurd was. But then Errol Spence put his 2 cents in it. And he says a lot of expectations fighting at home, Julian Jrock Williams, at Jrock Boxing. He says we'll bounce back. Dude can fight. He says Rosario was big, strong, and sharp. Yep, and I'm going to tell you right now, man, Rosario had a physique like Errol Spence. When Errol Spence on his A game, I mean, the guy was shredded, completely shredded. Not an ounce of fat on him. And I'm not saying Julian Jrock Williams came in there flabby, but I'm just saying the physique of Rosario was A1. I mean, he was on it. You could tell he had a really good camp. And I think that played a deciding factor in this fight, And stylistically, the matchup, this guy Rosario was powerful. I mean, he was walking through J-Rock's shots, and it's so crazy that Rosario's only 24 years old. So he's the youngest champion in the division. And not only that, I mean, the guy is just, whatever they have lined up for him next, if it's an immediate rematch, I'll say Rosario do another 16-week camp, or a 12-week camp, depending on what he needs. If he blows up in between camp, we don't really know a lot about Rosario. Rosario, is a really good fighter. And he's fought a couple, a couple key guys. He's got some key wins as well. But, his one loss, I believe it was a knockout loss. A lot of people, kind of frowned about that, and that's why he was probably a 15-1 underdog, in this fight, because, a lot of people go off that one loss, and, did we all forget that Jrock got iced before? I mean, we kind of gotta throw that out there when we're talking about, what's what and what's going on, you know what I mean? But I think J-Rock can bounce back, but it will not be against Rosario. Rosario, if he comes in the same shape he came in this fight, he will ice the shit out of J-Rock again. It's ice season all the way through the rematch as well. I would love to see the odds on a rematch because if the bookies have J-Rock as the favorite, I'm betting heavy money on Rosario. And that's not to knock Breadman or J-Rock, but I just think Rosario can get the job done. He showed me a lot in that first fight, and I think he's got his number. Period. And I think Jared Swift heard over there, I talked to him briefly. I think he's licking his chops, man. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Peace out.